Okay, bartering. Our neighbour keeps a good eye on the place. He's relying on rainwater tanks off his house he built last year. Nice little 2-bedroom place. And we've got a bore or a well, and came over and asked me one day, drops over when we come out and sit down and have a chin wag and maybe a beer beside the fire, and he's asking if we could get some water off us because he hasn't got a bore or a well on his place. I said, yeah, go for it. Water is one of those things in the Australian bush that it's worth more than gold, so they say, and it is in some areas, even around here. But anyway, I said, yeah, go for it. I said, you don't have to phone me at home when you want to run the bore. I said, just go for it, take what you need. And the bore needs to be worked. It's one of those type of bores that needs to be worked. So that's what he's been doing. So it's to the mutual benefit of us, both of us. He's getting a good water supply, and it's actually sweetened up the bore because it's actually been worked. But anyway, he was over here yesterday, and some time ago, before he built his house, he was living in a van and a tent, a shipping container. And I was over there one day and I saw the shower set up. Now this is a DIY job. Now basically it's a 30-gallon bucket from top to here, and I was most impressed when I saw it. We've used hot water solar bags here, but anyway, he made this up, and it's food grade plastic bucket. It's not UV stabilised, so when we're not using it, it's got to be stored inside. That's a lid that goes on it. He's recessed it, put a couple of recesses on there for where it goes on top between the handle. What he's done is, this piece of wood here, you put a lot of water in this, and that's with plastic buckets. You make these out of metal too if you can get the metal buckets, or do your own stuff. But he's put a piece of wood there between the handles. Okay, so when you put water in this, as plastic buckets tend to do, so they tend to squeeze in with the weight of the water. He's also put a very primitive but effective water gauge on it. So when you fill the bucket up, just turn this tap on, and the water rises according to the level inside the bucket. So you know how much is in there. And of course, when you're using it as a shower bucket, you know how much water you got left in there. Now 30 litres of water is a lot of weight. So for one person, we've done it out here. We've bathed ourselves bucket bars and that sort of thing. With less than 10 litres of water per person. What he's done, used a brass fitting in the bottom. I'll just turn it over. He's used a plastic basin, which is, I think, is silicon to the bottom, good quality silicon. Might be some sort of liquid nails. And what we've got here is the shower rose. Okay. Now this is all gravity fed, and there's the little tap there. Turn it on and off. So that's a good bush shower. I'm most impressed with it, and I do thank him very much. He's brought it over. As I said, it was a barter because he's got unlimited use of our bore water as he needs it. And it's cool working with your neighbours, cooperating with them, helping them out as much as you can. Keeps the peace, you make good friends. And as I said, he's been keeping an eye on this place when we're not here. And there has been a lot of theft out here before we moved in, and we haven't lost anything since. So that's a very basic thing. Of course, you tie a rope, good strong rope to it, because remember there's a lot of water. This can hold a lot of water, it's a lot of weight. Good solid handle. Pull it up over the fork of a tree or a pulley system, and stand under it and turn that tap on the rose, shower rose, and away you go. You can even put a bit of warm water in there if you find the water's too cold. So it's worked out well. I think that personally, I wouldn't like to put too much water in it. One, it's too heavy to move around. Two, you're sort of relying on the skills of your knots, condition of your rope to hold this. You don't want this thing to fall on your head. So, as I said, I've been out here with my wife. We've bucket bathed with less than 10 litres of water. So, wet down, soap down, rinse off. That's the basic principle of it. And so you get away, 10 litres. I mean, 10 litres of water is a fair bit of weight, but it's not as much as 30 litres of water. So yeah, it's good. That's what we bartered with our neighbour. He was kind enough to make this up for us and bring it over. Because we've let him use our bore water. And there's been no problems, no disagreements at all. I think he rang once, he had trouble with the bore, he didn't quite know how to use it. So I had to talk him through it on the phone. But he hasn't had any problems since. And in fact, yesterday, the day before, I gave him a quick ring, one of my generators. I normally bring out here the mobile ones. Broke the pull cord on it. So I did a drive-by here. That's the tank over there, it's a 1,000 gallon holding tank. Bore's about 200 metres down the hill. So I rang him and said, is the tank full out there? It was a month ago when I did a quick drive-by. He said, no, it's pretty empty. And I said, he said, I'll fill it up for you in the morning. I said, oh, there's no problems. I just wanted to know because busted generator, I had to bring the alternative mobile generator out. Anyway, we got out here yesterday and yeah, he was kind enough to fill the tank for us. So I didn't have to pump. So before we leave, we'll just top it up for him again. But that's what neighbours do for each other, good neighbours anyway. So that's it was a barter. That's what it was, pure and simple. And I really appreciate what he's done. See you later, folks.